So, it is March 12th, 2004. Any words for our future son?
We're very eager for you to arrive. We've been told you are very big. You are in here and very big.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I'm not the kid I used to be, but I guess that's part of growing up. Last December, I challenged myself to write a new short film every day for a month, kind of as a creativity exercise. Looking back through the scripts, it was interesting to see the common themes I explored. Of course, there was friendship, comedy, romance, but something else stood out: a fear of growing older. This was most noticeable in the screenplay for my film titled 21. It basically followed this guy on his 21st birthday, whose excitement about his new freedom quickly turns into dread for the future. Whether intentional or not, this film put my uncertainty about the future into literary form, an uncertainty that I hadn't really processed yet. Up until this point, my transition to adulthood was something that I had only been feeling subconsciously.
It's not focused. Wait.
On the outside, I was living my 20-year-old life without a care in the world. I still felt like I was a kid. And yet, as I looked in the mirror, my face had changed. I was growing a mustache. I had a deeper voice. I had a job I needed to get to. I had become an adult, but I really couldn't nail down when this change happened. Maybe the answer could be found in the past. My dad had this old Panasonic camcorder that he used to record home videos onto VHS tapes. So, I've spent time this summer rewatching a lot of the tapes from times in my life I can't even remember. But as I searched for answers, I ended up with more questions.
Hello, Mr. Hypnotized.
While watching these videos of me when I was 2, I was expecting to relate on some level to my younger self. But instead, I felt like I related more to the man behind the camera. My own father.
I think watching really early ones when you were like in your 20s, I kind of was like, wait, that's just what I may be like in the future.
Welcome to your 20s. That feeling's gonna keep happening.
Yeah.
I'm Wolverine. A superpower.
There's this common trope that kids want to be different from their parents when they grow up, and yet they often become just like them.
And what is your superpower?
Shine like eye.
Oh yeah?
I seem to have fallen into this as well, whether I intended to or not. It's like poetry. As I listened to the 28-year-old man that was my father teaching me basic motor functions, I saw not only the past version of myself, but perhaps the future.
At what point did you feel like you were a grown-up?
I mean, a lot changes when you become a parent. When I became a dad, I do remember the moment looking at you when you're just like less than an hour old probably, and being like, oh my gosh, I'm in charge. I'm responsible for this other life. Like, he can't do anything. Part of it is recognizing like, oh, somebody else did this for me. Somebody took care of me. Somebody loved me just like before they even saw me.
There was a sort of clarity that I had from this talk with my dad, but I was still scared of the future. Watching as my parents managed to raise my siblings and I, at only a few years older than I am right now, I had to ask myself, Am I ready for adulthood? Do I even have what it takes?
Was there kind of like a moment where you had like a fear in like leaving your adolescence behind?
No, I don't think so. But I think that's partly because of like who I am and kind of how I'm made. I tend to just go into things and not reflect back on them. I really like what you're doing with this, and you're a lot more reflective person than I am. And so I'm watching these videos here that you're putting out with this series, and I'm seeing part of myself as the adolescent. Like, now this is starting to like provoke some of those thoughts in my mind.
My cat died a few months ago, and I didn't even cry. I really love that cat, and his death came out of nowhere, but for some reason, I couldn't be brought to tears, and that's surprising. I've always been sentimental, becoming easily attached to people, places, and things, but in this instance, I was able to keep my composure. Had I finally achieved maturity? Was this what being an adult was like?
Any change involves loss. I'm not saying loss is bad. Not all loss is bad. There is a change, and part of the change is loss. And the best way to deal with loss is not just dive into the new thing and don't look back.
Yeah.
But to reflect on it and be thankful.
Truthfully, I'm not the kid I used to be. There are similarities, sure, but there are so many differences. I live on my own now. I'm mindful of my health. I constantly aim to treat others with a high level of dignity. Maybe that's God, maybe that's me, maybe that's just my frontal lobe developing.
What are you doing, Eli?
It's that.
This is called a camera.
It's called a camera.
It's a video camera. I'm making a movie.
Ooh, yeah! Epic watermelon fight!
I used to be the kid at school that made random, silly YouTube videos, but since then, I've transformed into a more sincere and authentic version of myself. I now prioritize providing for myself and the future family I may have over just having fun. Maybe that's maturity, or maybe the truly mature thing would be to admit that I don't know anything at all. But I'm still grateful that I can reflect. At the very beginning of this series, I visited my grandparents at their farm in Missouri. As I spent time with the cows, I was also trying to wrangle my fears of the future. But it was comforting there. My grandparents had both been my age at some point in their lives, and yet they had successfully made the transition to adulthood and lived a full life afterwards.
Music to my ears.
In the same way that I saw my future self in my dad, I could also see my future self in them. Maybe if they were okay, I would be okay too.
Cold. Don't go chasing me out the front door in the street.
Are you ready to watch it?
Street lights fall on me like the iron in my brain. Follow me into the darkness. I swear I'll find the light.
Elijah Michael
I've been thinking about the idea of having a kid recently. And I realized that one day my future kid might be a teenager, and then an adult. And then, after their adolescence, maybe we'll have a conversation about this. Or maybe all I have is what's in front of me right now,